Lisa Lipkin, you're from Story Strategies. It's a company in Amsterdam, but you're here on what is called the National Management and IT Symposium. I heard just a woman say to her colleague, I'm going to Eliza, she said Liza Lipkin, and a colleague asked her why, because it's about storytelling. What has storytelling to do with IT? I think nothing, he said.
So your question is, does it have anything to do with IT?
Yeah.
100%. The truth is that storytelling as a strategy is not subject specific. It doesn't matter whether you're talking about Roman numerals, facts, equations, internet, technology, or English literature. Storytelling is really a strategy that gives meaning to random facts and figures and ideas. And so I used to be a professional storyteller. I performed for a living for about 30 years. And I thought that the magic that I saw in the audiences not just when I performed, but even when I trained teachers, for example, in how to bring literature to life, the magic that happens when facts and figures and data and ideas are shaped around a story form is so obvious and so clear that I felt that it would have tremendous applications to business. No amount of brilliant information means anything unless its delivery method is there. So what I do is I go into companies and I show them small strategies. I mean, I'm not trying to turn a computer genius into a professional storyteller, but small strategies for making sense and meaning and to be honest, connecting emotionally to the material that they're delivering, getting them out of their head and into their heart. The reason is because if it's not in your heart, nobody in the audience will take it into their heart either. And we know that people remember you when they're moved by you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, yeah. If you keep telling the story, there is no room for questions, I guess. But are IT people very bad storytellers?
I can't say randomly. I've met some fabulous storytellers, and they're getting better and better with each year. But there's a certain type of thinker, I would say, that's more technically oriented. IT people usually are. And it's not their fault, it's the way they're designed. But I think that storytelling is such an important strategy for them because it helps humanize the material they're trying to deliver.
But will they ever learn to tell a story of IT very well to other people, to not experts, non-experts?
I think so because storytelling strategy is not the same as getting on a stage and weaving an epic tale. Sometimes it's just recalling a personal memory that illuminates the idea that you're thinking of. When I've worked with people from Cisco who were selling routers and splitters, we were able to identify what the deeper meaning was, which is connection, and have a very geeky IT person suddenly remember his grandfather getting an iPad. So sometimes just a memory is enough to get an audience to lean in. Sometimes it's just taking language and restructuring the way you deliver it so that you have some emotional story going on and you can hang your facts and figures on that. It's a lot of little strategies that can transform an IT person into a great storyteller.
But how to deal with this let's say, horrible IT language?
Well, I don't try to get anybody to give up that language. My goal isn't to get, but if you restructure it so that the data, I say data, that's what I mean by language. So the facts and the data get reorganized so that you start with something meaningful to you and hang the facts on that. You reference the facts, but in a different, it's called a narrative structure. You rearrange the structure so that they're following your journey, and by the way, here are the facts. So that's all I really do, is I don't try to get people to surrender their data, just to organize it in a structure that helps people understand. That's the only difference.
What's so nice in working with IT people and try to learn them a bit of storytelling?
I'm sorry, can you repeat?
What is so nice in this work with IT people to try to learn them some storytelling?
Well, I come from a background of technical thinkers, scientists, and the like, and I have a real fondness for, this type of person because they seem to be they love facts and ideas. They're passionate about ideas. and it's I think there's a genuine integrity to them, and it just makes me feel so great if I can help them deliver this passion and get through to people. It's deeply meaningful to me to be able to take someone who feels challenged and transform them. It's very meaningful. Yeah.
You said passion. Maybe passion was some kind of a hype word for the last 5 years. Now we hear we hear cups falling. Nou, dat is juist leuk. Daar wilde ik met een vraag op inspelen. Nou ja, goed. Sorry, I wanted to use that in the story. That's something for a storytelling. No,
yeah,
there's something
definitely.
falling. No, okay, we start again. He asked me to start a question again. The question is, I heard you say passion, and we heard a lot of passion in the last years. Now we hear everywhere storytelling, telling a story. You must tell a story. If you don't tell a story, you're not in the world. You need a storytelling. Even in advertisement, we see big banks, and they start telling their story. Is it a hype?
It's not a hype. It's so much. It's been with us since almost the beginning of time, that before we had literacy, the way early man communicated was through story. You know, they would lean over and teach you not to play with fire or not to be eaten by that tiger through storytelling, and our brains are hardwired for it. We literally think and learn and receive information through story, and if you break that down, it makes different areas of your brain light up that are necessary for remembering things, that are necessary for persuasion. So actually, it's the oldest form of communication. It's the most effective form of communication. What happened was, as we became literate, in literate societies that have reading, we lost those skills. But they're the most effective and the most earliest basic forms. We're just returning. We're returning to something that we never left behind. That's all.
So to become good storytellers, should we leave at least Twitter, of course, and maybe also other what we call social media?
Shall we leave them, did you say? Leave them behind?
Yeah.
No, I mean, I think they're perfect examples of storytelling. If used effectively, they can be just as powerful, right? It's not, as I said, it's not what you say. It's how you connect emotionally, and how you deliver and take into account your listener. It's a bit challenging sometimes that you have to limit a tweet to 150 words, for example. But you can still do the same meaningful, you can almost do the same meaningful stories in a short amount as you can a larger amount. So I think it doesn't matter what form it takes, the same strategies are applicable. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Lisa.